Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Today we have an interesting show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, as you guys know, Bronny is the number one storyline since yesterday. A lot of people have been talking about it. We're going to be producing a lot of content around that today, reacting to some of the things that people had to say out there, and everybody weighed in. We weighed in. A lot of the independent guys weighed in. A lot of the big guys on television weighed in. Stephen A. Smith weighed in, and some other people weighed in. But towards the tail end of the evening, one of the people that decided to touch on this story was Colin Cowherd. Now, if you know anything about Colin Cowherd, he's a big deal in the sports media space. He also owns the Volume there that you see. He collaborates with a lot of people like Draymond Green, Shannon Sharp, and so many other guys out there. Actually, I read an article recently where they said that it looks like he's about to resign for an extension with FS1, so he has that going on there. But if you know anything about Colin Cowherd, you know that over the years, he's been a pro-LeBron guy. I've seen him on many segments in the past where he was arguing on the behalf and in the favor of LeBron being the GOAT. He's done that many a times. So to hear some of the things that Colin Cowherd has been saying about LeBron over the last few months have been a bit jarring to me, right? But nothing stunned me more than what I heard yesterday. So I tuned into his show, and he was reacting to the performance, the lackluster performance of Bronny James against the Philadelphia 76ers. And he basically went on to say that this story just proves why the Lakers are not a serious team. This is an unserious story. And he really went into the intricacies of why he believes that this is just an absolutely ridiculous sports story. So what we want to do is we're going to play exactly what Colin had to say about this now, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Colin had to say here.
Okay, you can't fool the pro athletes. They know the stars. They know the soft spots. They know the weaknesses. So last night, AD got hurt. Lakers went into the tank, got blown out by Philadelphia. Well, the Lakers had recently called up Bronny. Well, Bronny had his best game as a G Leaguer. So, of course, let's rush him to the Lakers. So he got on the floor last night. You can't fool the players. Tyrese Maxey went right after him and cooked him. And it's just amazing. In the NFL, media, coaches, fans, anybody, you can have real grown-up conversations. You can hold players accountable. There's no walking on eggshells. There's a way to measure success. In the NBA, you have to pretend that Bronny's an NBA player because otherwise you'll upset the king. So he has a good G League game. Guys go off in G League all the time. Doesn't mean anything. And they get him to the Lakers, and they want to play him. And remember, he is a 6'2 guard that's a non-point guard. I've never seen that existing in the current NBA. And go back 20 years. To be a 2 guard, 6'4.5" minimum. Got to be able to shoot some, be a playmaker some. He's 6'2", got cooked on defense, and has not scored in 38 minutes on the floor. 38 minutes as a pro is the last time he got a basket. But J.J. Redick, instead of just being honest, pandered. You did not put him in a tough spot. He is 1 for 16 in the NBA from the floor, 0 for 7 on threes, and can't be a point guard, and got cooked defensively. Let's just be totally honest about this. He's a 6'2 guard that can't shoot in a league where 7'4" guys can. He's not an NBA player. He was not a great high school player. He was a good high school player. He wasn't a good college player. He was a college player. And he's not an NBA player. And he may be a great kid. I'm sure he is. LeBron's a nice guy. I've met him. But this is what gets 57 million people watch the NFL this weekend. It's tough men, emotionally and physically, that you can have real conversations with. Can we stop pretending on this? Come on, let's just stop pretending. This was not a tough spot. Tyrese Maxey's a great player and cooked him. And you rushed him up because, hey, he had a good G League game. Oh, God. This is what the Clippers have done with Kawhi Leonard. It's been years of pandering. Embiid in Philadelphia. The babysitting in New Orleans with Zion. In the NBA, they had to ban phones from players during games. They were using them at halftime, timeouts. They had to ban players from using phones during games. You don't have to do that with grown-ups. They understand they're at work, they're going to work hard. And I think of the many reasons the NFL is separated from the NBA is the NFL is a serious league. The games matter. It's adults, it's men, it's real conversation. Like, there's no pandering. We're not going to see Jalen Hurts' son, wedged into the Eagles to play running back. No, it's Saquon Barkley. He's better than anybody. And I think this goes back to some of the issues the NBA has. Not a single NBA reporter would even touch this with a 10-foot pole. I mean, this thing, what are we doing here? Nice kid. Maybe a G League player. But 38 minutes on the floor, hasn't scored a basket. He's a 6'2", non-ball handling guard. What are we doing? What are we pretending? Grown-up conversations. Don't be terrified. Walk on eggshells. I've seen it time and time again. Last night came in, 3 turnovers, 0 for 5, looked terrified, nervous, and the Sixers, you can't fool players, went right after him. You can't fool players. When the red light comes on, you know who can do it and who can't. This continues to be an unserious story. What you don't want to become is an unserious league. The NFL, you take it seriously because they take it seriously. They don't have to ban phones from their players.
So you heard what Colin Cowherd had to say. What are my thoughts? Look, I got to say I'm surprised at some of these guys coming out there and voicing their opinions on LeBron because, LeBron has been the face of the NBA for at least the last 10 years, at least, right? So you seldom see people in media call him out for some of the things that he does. The only person that we can think of that did it on a consistent basis to the point where people said he was a troll was Skip Bayless, but you don't really see other guys doing it. But, with Stephen A. Smith saying what he said, Rob Parker has been going at LeBron for all the time recently, basically. But to see Colin Cowherd and these guys push back, you can kind of see that they understand that, yes, LeBron is still the face, but he's on his way out. And usually that's what happens. When there's a particular player that's kind of dominating the league and, this guy is he's going to be at the top for some time, guys in the media don't really go at that person. It's always towards the tail end of their careers when they're on their way out. That's when they start going at guys. It happened. I saw it happen a lot to Kobe Bryant, right? They did it to Kobe a lot. They weren't really talking crazy about Kobe when he was playing, but when he got towards the tail end of his career, that's when you started hearing all of these crazy takes about Kobe Bryant. Regarding what he had to say about LeBron and Bronny and all of this stuff. Look, LeBron is Bronny's father, obviously, and he made an executive decision to get his son in the NBA. LeBron has also stated that Bronny's not doing this for money. Obviously, is not. But I don't think that LeBron views it the way a lot of people view it. I think LeBron is just viewing it from the standpoint of, I get to spend time with my son, and to hell with whatever anybody else thinks. Regardless of the criticism and all of that comes his way, I think LeBron just understands that he's going to do what he's going to do and the chips are going to fall wherever they fall, right? He's not going to be deterred or swayed by public opinion. Look, Bronny doesn't seem to be ready for the NBA right now. If you look at Bronny's numbers in the G League, he's pretty good. In 27 minutes a game, he's averaging 13 points a game on 36% shooting, 21% shooting from the three. He is shooting 67% from the free throw line, averaging 3.5 blocks a game. Rebounds a game, 3.9 assists, 3 turnovers, but still getting you 1.1 steals per game. In the NBA, however, there's nothing really to talk about. He's averaging 0.3 points per game, 0.4 rebounds a game on 0.3 assists. And he's barely playing any minutes. I forgot how many minutes he's averaging a game, but it's not. He's averaging 3.5 minutes a game, so he's not really playing. But in the moments that he is playing, he doesn't look good, right? And at the end of that last game that he played against the Philadelphia 76ers, Bronny didn't come out looking good in that situation, and I think that is one of the reasons a lot of people out here are saying that. Well, why is LeBron putting Bronny James through this? Because you know that he's not going to end up looking good in these situations. So why is he even in this situation in the first place? We'll never know the answer, right? We'll never know the answer truly. And it's up to LeBron, who's his father, to decide ultimately what he thinks is the best thing to do for his son. It's his decision. Bronny's a young man. Yes, we understand that. But LeBron is still his father. And LeBron looks like he's the one calling the shots in that situation there where he makes the final decisions there. So these are my thoughts on it. What I want to know from you guys, what do you think about what Colin had to say? Do you think more guys are going to start turning on LeBron, or do you think that this is just a momentary thing and it's not going to last? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show.